So that was Kaiba, Queen, and BB, I believe in that order. And this is Theo's pet, so let me grab one of them and let's talk about them, shall we? So this is Queen. She was a rescue, and she does not really like to be picked up. She loves to be petted and loved on. She does not like coming off the ground. We normally call her Batot, and that's probably what you'll hear me reference her as most of the time when you see us throughout our vlogging our life here with these animals now. But she is an interesting case. She has really bad anxiety and separation anxiety. She's missing half of an ear. When I went and got her from the shelter, the guy told me that she had she had picked a fight with the fox, that she had instigated it. So at that point, I kind of respected the cat. Now, when I went in, I was actually looking at this really pretty Savannah mixed cat. But as I walked past they had these hides up on the wall. And as I walked past, I just got kind of booped on top of the head. And I turned around and all I could see were just eyeballs coming out of this hide. So I turned, kind of looked, kept going, looking at this Savannah, and I just get booped again. So I finally turned around and pulled Queenie out. And she's just this gigantic fluff of a cat. I mean, that's why we call her Patat. She's still a little hefty, but when we got her, she was actually about 3 pounds heavier than she is now. You could literally see maybe the bottom 2 inches of her legs, kind of chunky kitty. So we've got her weight down. She's still losing weight. She's still in that process, and that's done through just the right type of food, the right amount of food, running her with toys and stuff, but we're getting there. She's a little hand shy, but once you do touch her and pet her, she becomes so clingy and wanting pets that it becomes aggravating. She literally will not leave you alone for hours at a time. So she's doing good. She just not very tapeable, honestly. The camera kind of makes her nervous. I got a few good clips of her you saw at the beginning, and I have a little bit of her playing with Kaiba and the baby that I'm going to put at that B-roll at the end. But unfortunately, there wasn't much I could do with her in this part of this video. So, sorry guys. This is Kaiba. Her name is Kaiba because when we got her, I was rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh! Actually. Now, she's also a little squirrely. She really doesn't like none of the cats really seem to enjoy the camera, with the exception of Beerus. He doesn't mind it, but he's been photographed his whole life. Most of the other cats get really anxious with the camera, as well as the ring lighting, and the lighting I have here, honestly, I think is a lot of what that is this really bright light that you can't see, but is directly hovering above me. Seems to bother them. But anyway, we got Kaiba when I was rewatching Yu-Gi-Oh! And she's just a little brat, so aptly named. She came from, I was working at the time waiting tables in this little country restaurant. This gentleman had a colony of cats. It started off with them just feeding these cats that didn't even belong to them, that showed up outside their house. And it just turned into more and more cats. Well, these cats began to mate, obviously, and now they're 17, 20 some odd cats deep, and he did not know what to do, nor could he continue to afford to feed these things, so he was trying to get rid of them. So I told him I would take one of the females, which is Kaiba, you just saw there, and he said he had 3 males after that. So I talked to my brother-in-law, who stays on this big piece of farmland, and I was going to take the 3 males there and dump them off to help eat mice and what cats do, you know. So funnily enough, I show up after work to go get these cats, and he hands me a box of 7 cats. Not 4, but 7. So I just kept the one and took the rest to my brother-in-law's, and from my understanding, they're all doing really good. But yeah, and I saw him, I'm no longer working at that restaurant, but I saw him maybe 3 weeks ago, a month maybe, and they're right back where they started because they didn't actually get rid of all the cats. So what can you do, man? Let me grab BB, who I believe is last. Hopefully I can get a little more of him on video sitting here talking with me, but Lord Beerus is majestic, so let's hope for the best, shall we? And this is Lord Beerus, or BB. He was the first cat that we got. I got him for my wife for her birthday, I believe the second year we were together. She'd always had a cat her whole life, and we didn't have one at the apartment that we were staying at, so and we really couldn't, but we were about to move, so he went through training and got registered as a emotional support cat, and we were able to have him for the last couple months before that lease went up. But now obviously we're allowed to have pets, so he's full grown. He's about 2 or 3 years old now. Oh, getting all them pets, getting all them pets. He's a little bit of an anxious boy, but he's a big baby. He was never around other cats until he was full grown. We got him right when he was able to leave his mother. And honestly, he grew up with a bearded dragon his entire life. And they're super friendly. I've got pictures of them hanging out together. They don't bite or nip, and they're not scared of each other. They grew up together. So I think he thinks he's a person a lot of the time. He can be a little sassy, but he's fabulous, and he knows he's fabulous. Look at that boy. Look at that boy. He's a big sweetheart now. We do have to vacuum the house about twice a day from this ragdoll medium length here. But I wanted a long-haired cat, and I love gray cats. My wife just wanted a male cat. I used to have Maine Coons, so I love giant cats, and he's definitely the biggest of what we have in the house here. He has been neutered, so there will be no little BB babies, but that's perfectly fine. Yeah, what's up, buddy? Why are you hissing? He does not like Kaiba. Kaiba's still new to the house. For the most part, we've had Kaiba now probably about a month and a half. But once again, BB was never around other cats or really other animals aside from the bearded dragon. And so he's getting better with her. They play sometimes. If she comes up on him and he's not aware or ready for it, however, that's what happens. So he didn't get her this time though. He just hissed and removed himself. So we're getting there. So, well, those were the kitties. And I do believe that should end the beginning series of the introduction to all the pets that we currently have. We've done the 2 corn snakes, the 3 counting Kakashi, the Pac-Man frogs, the bearded dragon, the rescued boa, and now the cats. So we're about to start the rest of the channel here, which is going to be conversations on random hot topics, maybe some top 5s. I want to interact with you guys and really figure out where we're going. I mean, there's a lot to do, and there's a lot going on always in the reptile room. I've posted up some promos. If you guys want to check them out, I'm working on my video editing skills. Let me know what you think down below. Please like and subscribe. Love you all. Appreciate you. It's Theo's Pets.